3 episodes in.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I've learned a lot about Squanto, and it seems like all of this is building.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get some payoff here.
Hopefully, because that's what you look like back. I told you, it really parallels Joseph.
Yeah.
Sold into slavery, betrayed by Potiphar's wife, then kind of forgotten in prison. And it's like, how far can you go? So if you're, just keep you caught up. If this is your first bonus episode on Squanto, born around 1580, was kidnapped by a guy that worked for John Smith, but not with John Smith's knowledge or approval. Taken to Spain. From Spain, went to England to Newfoundland, back to England. All that's in 5 years.
What's going on?
Learns English and a little bit of Spanish, and now he's going to come back. So in 1619, he returns to what we would call New England, only to find that his tribe, the Patuxent, had been wiped out by a plague. Either, we don't know for sure, smallpox or leptospirosis.
I work with this disease all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But I'll tell you what, smallpox gets all the play.
Oh.
Leptospirosis, no good PR. They need better PR because smallpox just
so, like I was saying in the previous episode, there's like a confederation of like 70-ish tribes in this area, of varying sizes. All of those tribes are under this I have to go back up. It's a wampum. Yeah, let me just scroll back up to say this name. Wampanoag Confederation that Massasoit was the chief of, right?
Okay.
So the Pilgrims arrive, and if you know anything about the Pilgrims, you probably studied them. Like half of them die. Like literally 1 and 2 of them die within the first 9 months that they're there. It's really bad. They land farther north than what they think they're going to land. They're not prepared with clothing or with food. And so this guy, Samoset, who's from like the Vermont, Canada area, comes down and talks to them. But he knows knows some trade language, English, but he's not been in London for 5 years.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, but Squanto, who has, is kind of a man without a tribe now.
Yeah.
They're like, let me go get this other guy. So he comes, he can speak perfect English.
He's valued,
These pilgrims are like, how do you know how to speak English?
That's like a sign. Like you're like, whoa, this is creepy.
Right. And so he is able to interpret. He's able to make good relationships between the pilgrims and the surrounding native Indians. He teaches them, the agriculture is different. So teaches them how to grow corn because they would put the fish head there so it could decompose and provide fertilizer, taught them how to hunt and trap. And so really, God provided a way to save many. And ultimately, it saved Samoset's life because he would have died from that plague if he had been there.
That's pretty amazing because having not only the language, but the skills and very specific to that geography, everything's kind of colliding together because say I knew a few languages, that'd be great, but I can't help you with some of this other stuff. Or, it's like, we're still in trouble. So all of this together leads up to the first Thanksgiving, something that, this is if you're going to learn about Squanto or something, it's like, around what we're talking about now.
Yeah. And, what are you going to have for Thanksgiving to eat?
Oh, the same thing they had, just a nice turkey fried in the deep fryer.
Steaks. Yeah. So, their Thanksgiving would have been like maybe some turkeys, wild turkeys, maybe some, fish, maybe some trapped deer, some deer that they'd hunted. But, so it was a time of giving thanks because they're thankful that God had rescued them, that God had brought Squanto into their lives. Squanto was pivotal in negotiating peace. And it seems like, from what we can tell, Squanto became a believer. Tragically, 1622.
Oh, man, that's not much after
Not much after. Yeah. He dies in a fever. We don't really know because, we don't have a lot of records. But, he asked for Governor Bradford to pray for him. And given his time with the friars, some historians surmise that he was a true convert to Christianity. It's hard to know, but
so much happened in his life. He would have good perspective. No, that is so interesting. Everything that happened kind of leading up to that first giving, going back in time, even just a few years, giving that perspective. I do have an important question for you.
Yeah.
Are you okay? What do you think of someone who is just, grilling steaks on the grill for Thanksgiving? Is that a faux pas, or is it like, hey, be you?
Well, I since I've done that in the past,
I'm with you. I'm like, in my perfect world, I mean, we deep fry a turkey, but no problem.
Yeah.
Like, man, give me the steaks. It's like, I don't want to, a turkey is fine. That's more sentimental or something like that. But it's like, it's not like, man, I'm just really wanting to have ham today. Like, give me steak.
Yeah. Steak. We've done steak. We've done some non-traditional foods, and then sometimes we like go back full traditional. Chris Hawk always gives me a hard time because I brine my turkeys, but it makes them much juicier, and they don't tend to dry out as much in the oven. And I follow the Alton Brown way to roast a turkey. So if you are going to bake a turkey in the oven, look up Alton Brown's way to do it.
All right, I'll have to do that.
Yeah.
That's exciting. And Thanksgiving, I mean, this is dropping close to Thanksgiving.
Yeah. This should be 1 week. So if our dates are right, you'll hear this 1 week before Thanksgiving.
So that means we have one more bonus episode.
Yes. Yeah.
The week of Thanksgiving. I mean, that will happen.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for hanging in there through this life of Squanto and how God worked in all these amazing ways. That's our take. Thanks for listening to Take Two. Find us wherever you find podcasts and on YouTube for those who want to watch our videocast.